Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're looking at E3 2021 schedule, as well as what games could be there and a few of my own predictions, so let's get into it. Although not everything is known about this year's Ubisoft Forward, even though it was one of the earliest to be announced, you can likely expect more from Far Cry 6 after their worldwide gameplay premiere last week. The game looks to be shaping up nicely. I honestly haven't quite enjoyed the last entry, Far Cry 5, and that made me not interested in Far Cry New Dawn either. But the gameplay and trailers for this game look good. They seem to be changing things up, as it looks like they're slightly more focused on storytelling and less of the usual Ubisoft gameplay where they chuck you into an open world sandbox where you just do the same objectives over and over again. Although, I could be wrong, but I'm really hoping I'm not. The cast of characters, including the main female character which you will play as, also look interesting as well, and now I can't wait to see more. Rainbow Six Quarantine is also expected to make an appearance. The game is part of a list of games that were delayed, and since its E3 2019 reveal, not a lot is known about it. From what I can gather, it will expand on Outbreak, the popular limited time mode for Rainbow Six Siege. So, a first person co-op game, maybe similar to Left 4 Dead. But regardless of that, after the recent earning call, it looks like the game will release before the end of September, so not too long to wait. And honestly, my gut tells me that after Ubisoft's recent announcement that they want to make more of their games free to play, this would be a good fit, being a multiplayer game. Other games that could and I hope will be shown are Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil 2. Both of these games look good, although it was recently announced that Skull and Bones has been delayed again, and the last time we saw Beyond Good and Evil 2, it looked a long way off in terms of development, but that was a couple of years ago, and to be fair, any new details on it would be really great. This showcase is what I'm expecting to be the biggest in terms of number of announcements made, because this will be the first E3 where Bethesda is now part of Xbox, and not to mention all of the Xbox first party studios that they have acquired over the last couple of years, as well as the usual third party marketing deals that they often have, like in the lead up to the release of Cyberpunk 2077 in 2019. So what games can we actually expect? Well, starting off with Bethesda, if recent rumours are to be believed, Bethesda Softworks' highly anticipated sci-fi game Starfield looks close to being shown off. So far, we've only seen the announcement of its name, so there's a lot we don't know about it really, apart from it's a sci-fi game that is rumoured to be an Xbox/PC exclusive. Another game we could expect is Deathloop. And yes, I know a lot of you watching will be shouting at your TV, PC or whatever device you're watching this video on that the game is PlayStation exclusive, and yes, you're right. But the game is also apparently meant to release on PC as well, so that could now mean the Xbox PC store, unless the game already has an exclusivity deal with Steam or the Epic Game Store. Other Bethesda games we could see is Wolfenstein 3, Elder Scrolls 6 and Indiana Jones, but the latter two look to be way off from being ready. And as far as Wolfenstein 3, I'll be honest, that's more of a personal hunch and wish for me rather than any rumours. As for first party studio games, we can of course expect to see Halo Infinite. After all, seeing it's on the E3 poster, and of course the game was delayed to fall 2021, after the bad reception it got last year, mainly due to its graphics not looking very next gen. Also, a new Forza game, which is actually said to be a reboot for the franchise, is in the works. Not sure when it will release, but I'm thinking maybe fall of this year or spring 2022. Other first party games that we could see is the new Fable game and Obsidian's new game Avowed, which I can't imagine these two releasing next to each other due to possible similarities. And at the last E3 in 2019, all we got from Fable was a title announcement that it was in development, so I think it could still be a year or two from release. As for the third party games, well, that could be anything. As I mentioned earlier, Xbox did show off Cyberpunk at E3 2019, so could we see an expansion? Maybe, but after their problems with the release of the game, I think their focus will be on fixing that instead, and I think that would be a good idea. A game I think they personally could show is the new Battlefield game, which is set to release later this year. We know that EA will host their own event, EA Play Live, on July 22nd, but it has been said that they will be releasing a trailer sometime in June, and I think we can agree E3 would be a great time to do that. Sony will once again be skipping E3 this year, but that's not a surprise as they said a couple of years ago that they would not be taking part in E3 anymore, as they've opted to do their digital Sony State of Play events like Nintendo have been doing with their direct events. Sony has already held a couple of State of Plays this year for the new Ratchet & Clank game that releases in June, and the more recently held State of Play event for Horizon Forbidden West, their sequel to the highly popular 2017 game Horizon Zero Dawn, a game which I thought was brilliant, and the gameplay that is showed at the event has already made me excited to play the sequel. Sony is also expected to hold another State of Play focused on the sequel to 2018's God of War Ragnarok. Although when that will be exactly is unclear, but fingers crossed it will be soon. As for Nintendo, we don't actually have an announcement for their Direct at the time of recording this video, but it would be unusual for them not to have one sometime around E3, and with a list of games in the works such as Metroid Prime 4, Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, as well as Pokemon Legends Arceus, which isn't expected to release until 2022. There is still hope we can get to see a trailer for this new open world game. E3 could also be the perfect time to announce the long-rumoured Switch Pro. Reports of this new handheld console, which will apparently have an OLED screen, have been increasing recently, so fans can only hope. There will also be the PC Gaming Show on June 13th. Not sure what time yet, but I'll let you know in the comment section down below. The last E3 showcase debuted Valheim and the PC port of Persona 4 Golden, so expect similar big announcements this year. And that about wraps it for this video. I hope this video gives you all the info you needed to know and you're excited for E3 as much as I am. I'm so glad that it's back. It feels like Gamers Christmas. And I know some feel E3 isn't needed anymore, but I just love to see all of the announcements happening in the same week. So please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. This would really help the channel grow, and I'll catch you in the next one.